Meta has released a new feature similar to Advantage Plus shopping campaigns, but for leads. So if you run lead campaigns, you can now run an Advantage Plus leads campaign, which is similar to what the campaigns you're running now. It's just a bit more streamlined, and Meta is really pushing to use their AI tools to optimize your campaign. Now, people that turn on this Advantage Plus campaign have seen a 10% lower cost per lead when all these features are turned on. So what I want to do today is I want to jump into the ads manager and show you how you can set up an Advantage Plus leads campaign. Now keep in mind, this hasn't been launched out to every single ads manager, so you might not be seeing this yet, but as of today, we're starting to see this being released to more and more ads managers. So be patient if you're not seeing it, but I'm going to jump into the ads manager and show you exactly how you can set up an Advantage Plus leads campaign. So you're familiar here. What we're going to do is just go ahead and create a new campaign. And we're gonna choose the leads objective. And as you can see here, this is something new. You no longer need to choose a campaign setup. You're starting with Advantage Plus leads campaign. They have this new thing called campaign score. And then you can see here that the manual options are still available. So you still have all the options that you had before. It's just a little bit more streamlined. And if you're used to the old setup, this might be a little bit confusing on this setup. So right away, you'll see that there's this new thing on the right here called campaign score. You want to get a score of 100 basically. And it's basically saying if all these things are turned on, budget, audience, and placement has a green check mark, means that the Advantage Plus leads campaign is essentially on. This is basically giving Facebook full control to use their AI to find, the best budget, the best audience, and best placements for your ads. Obviously, a lot of people, aren't a big fan of giving all that control to Facebook. So if you don't spend a bunch of money and you don't want to test this, I understand. But if you are, got a pretty big budget, I would at least, put some budget towards testing to see if you can get improved lead cost on these types of campaigns. What I want to do is I want to jump into one that I've already set up so I can kind of show you what this looks like. Let me see if I get this to get away from, there we go. So I want to show you if one of these aren't checked, you'll notice doesn't have the green check mark. It's because I did not turn all the placements on. I simply just turned, Facebook off just to show you how that looks. So they'll show you these little snippets of what you can do to improve your campaign score. So including all placements could improve your performance for one ad set. You'll get plus 6 points if you do that. And all these are usually just a button to click and they'll apply it to the ad set. So I'm just going to show you how we do that. So we'll just hit apply now. And now the placement has a green check mark. The other thing that's lowering my campaign score is Advantage Plus creative enhancements for one ad. So we don't have any of those turned on. So if we can apply that, we'll get a boost to 96 points. And you can increase performance by using instant forms. Sometimes you don't want to use instant forms. Sometimes you want to use a landing page. It doesn't make sense to always turn all these features on, but I'm just showing you how they do that. And usually all these suggestions to get your campaign score to 100 is just a simple button click. So let's dive into the actual campaign itself. This is all pretty much the same. You're gonna name your campaign, you have your special ad categories, buying type, campaign objective is leads, spending limit. All this is similar to what we've seen before. The one thing is I've noticed is you cannot switch to ad set budget. This might be because we only have one ad set in here. So if I add another ad set, that might turn on, but it is defaulted to the campaign budget. We got that, set to 25. You have the A/B test. So all that's the same. Go into the ad set level. Same thing. Ad set name is the same here. The conversion location, again, they're doing this suggestion to turn on the instant forms. These are going to be really tailored to people that probably aren't super familiar on setting up ads. For the pros out there that are inside the ads manager all day long, these things probably aren't going to help you. They're probably more annoying than anything. We're going to go with the website just we know getting leads through a lander usually has a higher quality than instant forms. Performance goal, maximize number of conversions. You're going to have to pick a pixel. Once you pick the pixel, then you can choose the lead event here or whatever event works for you as far as getting the lead. You can still do cost per result goal if you want. So all this stuff is very much the same. You can do the attribution settings as well. Nothing really changes here. Dynamic creative is still here, although I'm getting a lot of messages saying that they're going to be turning this off. So we'll see what's going on with that, but we'll just turn it on. Budget schedule is still the same. You can do, budget scheduling. Now this is where it does look a little bit different. So the audience, this is where, you know, people that are used to the old way are probably gonna get a little bit annoyed. This is the new Advantage Plus audience. So you can do the locations, you can do a minimum age, you can exclude audiences, and then you can also choose languages there too. And also you can also include custom audiences. Now there's this new thing down here, further limit the reach of your ads. So you can turn this on. And now you can, instead of doing minimum, you can do a more targeted approach on age. And this is where they'll use this as a suggestion. This is a little bit different. If you turn this off, we've noticed that this green check mark goes away. And that's basically taking off the Advantage Plus audience. Now, basically now this setup is kind of like the old setup to run audiences. So you can put custom audiences there. And we've also seen, you know, where if we add a custom audience, if we add that, we'll get the same thing, use a suggestion. And if you uncheck that, it turns off the Advantage Plus audience. I think with demographics as well, let's just go something generic, Facebook. Let's just show this real quick. So that keeps it turned on. You can add suggestions for detailed target audiences. You can define it further, and that still keeps it turned on. These are going to be, let's see, detailed targeting inclusions are always suggestions with the campaign settings you've selected. These are still going to be suggestions. They're not going to, basically it's going to be run off the AI. And I'm wondering if there is a way, yeah, I'm guessing it's the campaign settings, because we chose Advantage Plus lead campaign, which is the only choice right now. But it looks like there's no like really picking a interest and limiting it to that interest. They're gonna just use that as an inclusion or a suggestion. Then down to placements, this is all kind of the same. We've seen this all before. The only difference is, yeah, if you turn this off, you get that check mark and they're gonna ask you to apply now to get that in there. On the ad level, this is pretty much the same unless you haven't been in here in a while. They have changed things a little bit. We have a manual upload, single image. They have the multi-advertiser ad selection here if you want to advertise that. You know, this helps it appear alongside other ads that are in the same ad unit. You know, you can select image, videos, or create a video. That's pretty much all the same. And then optimize creative for each person. This is something that's kind of been new that has been added. You can add your text, your headline, description, your website URL. So all this is pretty much the same. Right now, they're gonna default to try to get you to put a form in there. You know, we're gonna do none, but the ad level, everything is pretty much the same. This doesn't really turn the Advantage Plus Leads campaign on or off, but a big thing that we have been seeing is Meta really pushing for all these. Typically it's pushing for the Advantage Plus, but I'm not seeing those enhancements in here. It's interesting. That is the new Advantage Plus Leads campaign. Again, big thing is having it turned on or off and getting this campaign score. Again, a lot of you probably aren't going to be liking the idea of them, you know, taking control of your ads and letting the AI decide, you know, what your budget is, not necessarily the cost of your budget, but where your budget goes between ad sets, your audience. That's probably a big one that you're gonna be frustrated with. And then also not having control over the placement. So if you have a smaller budget and you want more control, maybe you don't want to try this. But if you are, you know, spending considerable amount of money on your budget, it does make sense to try to test this to see if this will improve your cost per lead. But that is Advantage Plus Leads campaign.